people, I bring to you my warm greetings. Thank you for joining us again on this platform, TYLC, today's Youth Leaders of Change. Today, we are on our day two, and yesterday was our day one where we spoke of understanding. We spoke on understanding addiction, and I'm very much sure that you have gone through the day one, you have listened to different speakers who were on this platform, and you were able to gather a lot of information concerning addiction. Okay, right, as I earlier said, we are on day two of our campaign, Fighting Addiction as a Team. And we have a beautiful guest with us. This woman is such a great woman. She has a lot of information that she is going to pour out that I believe that it is going to help us.
I am Chiamo Seraphine, a mental health advocate, the director of Chiamo Mental Health Our Priority, and a neuroscientist. I am particularly pleased as this initiative for addiction is being led by youths who are the most vulnerable, even though the phenomenon cuts across all age groups. One of your focus for today for our audience is to know whether there is a link between addiction and the brain. The very definition of addiction attests that there is a link. So, addiction is a chronic, relapsing brain disease characterized by a compulsive substance seeking or doing or an activity. You have that insatiable urge for a particular activity in order to feel pleasure or in order to feel comfortable, and you continue to do this activity or use the substance despite its harmful effects. And it's important for us to know that addiction is not just a matter of willpower or moral failure, but addiction actually involves significant changes in the brain structure and functions. The brain has circuits that function together. Addiction actually alters these circuits, and this affects different functions. It affects different areas of the brain and, of course, their functions, such as those involved in reward, motivation, memory, stress management, self control, self awareness. So these different areas are affected. I think we've already had in the previous sessions or in the subsequent sessions or the subsequent campaigns. But it's important to reiterate here that we have addictive substances and we have addictive behaviors. So, addictive substances can be drugs, all the heroines, all the cannabis, all the, you can name them. There are so many. We have alcohol that is one of the most abused in our context. Nicotine for behaviors. You can be addicted to food. You can be addicted to browsing, social addiction to the internet, addiction to the screen, addiction to gambling, games of chance, gaming like video gaming, even shopping today. You can be addicted. You can be addicted to sex, you can be addicted to pornography, and there are so many behaviors that you can be addicted to. So it's important to understand that there is a perfect link between addiction and the brain. And this condition needs attention. It's a disease like any other disease, like diabetes, like cardiovascular diseases. We have to understand that addiction is a disease like those, and know that it can be treated, and also understand that if it is not treated, it's going to get worse. To note that in our campaign, today's youth leaders of change also want us to know if the effects of addiction on the brain can be reversed. Yes, there is hope in healing. But we have to understand that it takes time because it depends on what drug you're taking, when you started taking the drug, your overall health, your mental health, whether you have a support system and your access to care. And we should also try, in case we are going through this, we should also try to look for care in our hospitals. We do have addictologists in our different hospitals, and we as advocates we are advocating for more. So the recovery process or the reversing process is all about rewinding this brain structure, and this rewinding is done through different evidence-based methods. So what the therapists do is that they try to your brain has to relearn how to produce dopamine again because the substance stopped that production or reduced that production. So your brain has to relearn. You have to indulge in behaviors that will enable you evade peer pressure or relapse, and a support system. You need a support system to assist you in all of that. So there are different techniques like you can be assisted with medications to balance those chemicals. You can as well. We also have behavioral, different behavioral therapies that you can take. There are different support groups that we are also advocating that communities need to step up in order to give community support, so that it's not only an issue of rehabilitation station centers. So we need those community peer support groups that they can meet, they can be together and they share in their recovery journey and strengthen one another. And understanding cravings to really help. When you understand that when you try to stay off, the natural disease process will push you to go back to taking the drug. When you understand that, it will also help you to know what you're going through at each point, especially the very first few days that you want to, like the first 3 days that you want to stop. The symptoms are really, really severe, and if you understand, you try to resist. So today we are taking our takeaways, and that addiction is a brain disease like any other disease, that we should understand that it's not because the people do it's a matter of moral failure or willpower that they can stop, but it's a disease that it affects the brain. It significantly changes the brain structure and and functions, and also significantly alter the individual's uh, life. But there is hope that it can be treated, even though not cured, but it can be treated. And you have to understand that it's going to take time and understand the recovery process. Start your wellness journey today.
Grateful you have been able to share this wonderful information with us. Thank you very much. My dear listeners, the information is so heavy, is so good. We cannot afford to just listen to this message casually. Listen to it over and over again. It's going to help you, it's going to help your children, it's going to help your friends, it's going to help many people around you. She has made us to understand that addiction and the brain, they have clear connection. They have a very good connection. Addiction clearly affects the brain negatively. It affects the brain so much. She has made us to understand that addiction has made so many become useless, not only at the area of their job, not only at the area of their education, even at home, even in their day-to-day interaction with people in the society. It has made them become useless. It has made them to become something else. Meaning that addiction has a very, very negative effect, not only on our brain, but equally on our society as well. As we earlier said, we are on day 2 of this our campaign. And remember, this our campaign is a 24 days campaign. So stay tuned. Today is just day 2. Tomorrow is going to be wonderful. Stay blessed. Make sure you connect to us tomorrow in order to get more insight on addiction. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for watching. Stay blessed.